Let's do
Brad.
it. Yeah.
Well, then in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Play ball.
All aboard!
Hello, everyone.
Let's do it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Allen Lovewell, a folk singer from Martha's Vineyard, and seated right next to me is the wonderful, the lovable Molly Conole.
It's going to my head.
And we're home.
We're home.
After having been away for a couple of weeks, we were on the West Coast hanging out with wonderful folks.
Wonderful folks.
Who just gave us the best time.
Friends, family, you name it. We just were chock full of wonderful camaraderie and fellowship.
And we got fired up. We got all encouraged, and people were just so generous and thoughtful and sharing stories with us, and we're hearing stories too.
That's right. And you know why we played that song that we just played at the beginning. Well, things are happening, but Ukrainian national anthem is more relevant than ever.
More relevant than ever, and so much going on. In fact, we're actually just take a little bit of moment to talk about our Canada friends.
Our Canada friends.
I have to say, we've been watching this, what's going on, very, very carefully, as you all know. We pay attention. But I want you to know that even though you haven't really seen many of them on our show, we have Canadian followers.
We do.
And I've had followers for years. What's so cool about, the only thing nice I can say about Spotify and Apple Music is that they give you statistics and information about who's listening to our songs.
That's right.
Listening to my songs. And I have to say up front that one of the most amazing audiences that I have is in Canada.
Newfoundland, right? Isn't that the big...
Well, Newfoundland was one but way in the middle of the country, they're quiet now, and maybe they'll be quiet for a while now. Maybe they'll be quiet for a bit, and who could blame them? But I just want to simply say that I appreciated the following and the encouragement and support. There was a time for about 3 years when I had a large following of people liking my children's songs.
Isn't that great?
And I can't tell you, I don't know my provinces very well, but I can tell you in the middle of Canada, far from the ocean, inland, in the woods. I mean, I have to be kind because they were following my children's songs and stories.
Granny's left you that old armchair.
It was so cool. And so I have this huge regard for, and I could rattle off some names of people that follow us from Canada, who live in Canada. But I just simply want to draw attention to the fact is that Molly and I, and me especially, going back years, have a great appreciation for Canada. And we also have a great appreciation for the maritime stories and songs that come out of Newfoundland. And I have a number of books and collected songs from Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, where I am routinely reminded by many people who go out there about how many people up there love their maritime heritage, their maritime stories, their shipbuilding, their boat building, their fishing.
That's right. Big maritime history there.
And they push me. They encourage me to do what I do. So that's enough. So that's enough on that topic. But I just have to wave that flag because they're wonderful.
They're nice.
They're fun. They're wonderful folks. Okay. The other thing I want to say to you is that in this morning's New York Times article, we have to share this story with you. I'm not going to read you the article. You could go look it up yourself. I just want to tell you a quick little. There's a lovely writer, and I'm going to mispronounce her name for sure. Aliona Sinenko.
Yeah.
And she lives in Ukraine. And she has an article that's featured, an opinion piece that's in the New York Times today. And I'm going to just reading the headline for you, and this will get it all wrapped up in one. How I Lost Hope and Took Up Singing.
Yay!
It's a message
we'll
for
cheer
you.
That.
It's a message for me.
I'm cheering her.
That no matter, and this is a lady who lives in Ukraine. And anyhow, she wrote a lovely article about how she, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, started taking lessons in singing.
Because things were kind of bleak. And she just kind of felt like, what? Just kind of dead inside. And this was a way to get her spirit alive again. Isn't that a testimony to music?
That was the outcome of it. And here's the good news for any of you out there in our audience who does not sing but always wondered or thought of singing. Try it.
Go for it.
Go for it. These are probably the best times ever.
That was
to
her
take
message.
Up singing. That was her message.
She said I was terrible at it. That's what she said.
She had.
It didn't matter. It was something.
A real hard time doing scales.
Yeah.
Singing scales, and she had Sasha, a fellow colleague who taught her music.
And there were times when they couldn't have lessons because there wasn't any electricity for the keyboard. There weren't any lights so they could see what they were doing. There were a lot of hardships that might not be the normal ones that we would have here. But
so the message to you, the take home, is that I know many of you have extreme concerns about what's going on around us. And it is troublesome. However,
music is a healing balm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That says it right. Yeah, it is a healing.
And that's what we're here for.
And that's partly what drives the engine that runs our ship.
That's right. That runs our ship. That's right.
And so what's the next thing we're doing?
We
got to hear about West Coast trip.
Oh, yeah,
now.
that's right. Oh, I got to show them. I don't know if you can see this shirt. I'll get a little bit closer. But this shirt that I'm wearing came from the trip. Here we go. Right
there you go.
There we go. It's from Tokeland, Washington. And it's specifically from the Tokeland Hotel and Restaurant, which we were so lucky to get to go to. We were taken there by our friend Susan, who was just a wonderful hostess and took us to this wonderful place that's like a historic place out there. And the food was so memorable. It was so... I have never had oysters.
This is an oyster, incidentally. You're looking at this drawing. If it's not clear to you, that is... The whole thing is just one oyster sitting there happily.
And they're known for that because they have these flats where you can go out in the brackish water and in the bays, at Willapa Bay, and get these specific kinds of oysters. And the oysters were breaded in gluten-free cornmeal, lightly breaded. It wasn't like a thick kind of thing. If they deep fried it, you couldn't have told because it wasn't greasy, but it had a crunchy coating on the outside, and that inside oyster was just barely cooked to perfection. It wasn't rubbery, it wasn't chewy, it was just like smooth.
Not overcooked.
It was like to remember
flavorful.
forever. Yes, incredible.
And I say to you, if you go look at a map of the state of Washington, you look on the western coast there are some bays there, some bays of open coastal waters, which are bigger than the island of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket combined. I think it's just gigantic areas of shallow and deep water that's protected from the rolling seas of the Pacific, and where oysters are very happy there.
Yeah.
They're really happy there.
It's really cool to experience
and
that.
we on the East Coast are trying so hard to revitalize, revive, light up, get going our oyster fishery. It was really an inspiration to see what they've got out there, and it's terrific. And the stories they've got, are just a wonderful place to go. And I can't say to you as my audience enough about the value of our West Coast and how much it plays in who we are and what we do.
That's right.
And can I just briefly?
Oh, you go for it. No.
I just want to say that you're gonna. Are you
this.
gonna? When are you doing?
Yeah. I can do that soon. Yeah.
We're gonna do the poem now.
Doing the poem.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me get some finger picks on here. 'Cause
Okay.
I want to provide some background guitar picking while you read this poem. But
That'll be so.
Well, one of the parts of our trip that was really, really terrific for us, and we had not done this together before, is we took a train ride from Salem, Oregon, down to San Jose, California, over 600-mile trip.
Yeah, overnight.
Overnight.
So we started in the afternoon, and Brad brought us to the train station. Good old Brad. It was so good to see Brad in person. That was a treat. And then we headed on down to go see family in California, and overnight on the train. And it was inspirational to me. I had never done a long train trip like that. So I didn't write a song, but I wrote a poem. And now listen to this lovely music that's accompanying this train ride. I'm going to read you my poem.
This is a great thing. And the idea of riding a train is that you don't have to worry about steering.
That's right. Oh, I swear I was hearing Woody Guthrie's songs
everyone
in my head.
on board was just so kind and sweet.
Really?
And
Lovely.
can I just 1 second here?
Yeah.
You know, we've all been on trains and we've all been on planes, and I tell you that there's a lot of attention around riding planes. But I tell you, riding a train is a wonderful experience.
It really was. It was. I would do it again in a heartbeat. So, this poem that came to me while going on the train is called Train Traveling Through Time. This train is smoother than I thought, gliding along its straight, long track, with nary a bump it might have gleaned from its cousin, Greyhound Bus. No potholes here, amidst the rain-soaked farms of western Oregon, through Salem, Junction City, and art-adorned Eugene. The traffic stops to let us pass. We rumble, undeterred. The mountain sentinels tell tall tales. Their rocks and streams have seen of people, critters, journeys made, voyages attempted, lost. The tallest trees whisper witness with a western wind, heedless of our glassed-in sound, where barely a faint train whistles in. Outside, lands well tended promise vineyards, lavender, crops unknown. Grazing cattle dot the valley. Murmurations dance with a feathered song. Our journey inside, smooth and straight, cannot guess the stories of all we pass outside in haste, nor even those within. We're bound together on our ways to who knows where or what we go, but imagining and wondering keeps the journeying alive. Train travelers know.
Oh, I want more of that.
noodling. That was so perfect.
Please comment.
Aw, that was
Tell
so
Molly
nice.
you liked her poem.
Tell him you liked his noodling. That was wonderful.
Okay.
Yay. Yes, it was a great trip. So, speaking of trip, the first part of our trip was at the Fisher Poets Gathering. We told you all about that before we got there, and we're actually going to sing you a brand new song that we brought there. It was something new. We debuted there.
We've never done this song on
Not here on this
This is a
show.
debut.
Debut here.
For Sunday at Sea.
That's right.
This is a song that Molly wrote last year.
Yeah, in the fall. Yep.
In the fall, and it took us this long to get it.
Well, we were working on a lot of stuff, so.
The melody's fine. I just had to do some major learning of guitar picking to do this.
But the story of this song was actually me thinking about Fisher Poets and what happens there and what they do. And so the title of this song is called Tell Me the Stories.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Tell me the stories, and that's the great story. The thing about anyhow. I think it's time just to do it.
All right, we'll do it. Then we'll say hello to some of our friends. Stank from bait, filled her hold, got home not late, overflowing fish for everyone. Each year the same, year after year. Papa's favorite grounds nearby were stocked. He fixed the nets himself, ready to head out, just go to catch the fish and overflow the dock. Oh, show me the pictures and tell me the stories of days of plenty, days of the old. Morning out, home by supper, days of dreams seem gone forever, except the days. So tell me some more. It used to be so easy, just stand and wait for more. You'd see 'em almost waiting for your lord. You couldn't recast fast enough, plenty for the neighbors wasn't tough. They almost volunteered to jump on shore. Docksides were good. The kids learned from there. The eels and squid were plenty, made fish too. And nothing at home to trade or sell. A kid could hustle and do well. Such bounty for the seagulls' bellies too. Oh, show me the pictures and tell me the stories of days of plenty, days of yore. you. You play that so beautifully.
You do it fine. You do
Oh,
it fine.
thank
All
you.
steam ahead with
I
you.
love when you join in. It's so good. It's so good. I love it.
If you haven't noticed how the chord changes that I'm going through to get this song from one end to the other, you'll know why
I didn't go easy
I
on
don't
them.
sing very much because I'm focusing so much on the chord progression. And
But don't they sound pretty? It was hard work. I didn't go easy on you, but it did have a payoff. I hope you like it. I hope you like it.
please comment, please.
Yay! Oh well, we have wonderful comments. We've got Carol and John here. We've got Sharon and Ted from across the ocean.
Oh my gosh!
Yay!
Thank you for joining with us.
Daylight
Yay!
savings time worked to your favor, right? Yay! We're so glad. We're so glad you could be with us. Thank you, Joanne's this
These
great
folks,
song too.
she's
Joanne's
just telling
here.
you about Sharon and Ted. They're following us from England.
Isn't that so fun? It's so fun.
Isn't that fun?
I love
we got
it.
an audience in Europe.
Yay!
Boy, we've been thinking about Europe a lot lately.
That's
oh my God,
right,
we're
that's
thinking of
right.
you, Sharon.
We're thinking of you
You
guys.
and Ted.
We're
We love
so
you
with
folks.
you. We're
They
so
actually
with
came
you.
here and were on our show.
That was
Talk
so
about the
fun.
significant connection. This show, unlike the United States, this show has many friends.
This is a bridge builder
We
show.
have a bunch of many friends in our community. They're right here.
We're
So
building
please
those
feel
bridges.
comfortable here. Pull up a chair.
We love you.
Get yourself some. Oh my God, we got to do something. Can we
Ginger beer. We
get
need some
yourself
ginger beer.
or something.
That's right.
Something made.
We gotta have.
Doesn't have to be
toast.
made in America. Whatever fills your thirst.
We're toasting to you.
Toasting to our
Woo!
audience. Thank you for being with us again
Again.
and again.
Now, speaking of our audience and bridge building, that reminds me of this next little thing we have to read. This was given to us by
When we were in Oregon.
When we were in Oregon, by a wonderful lady named Susan, who used to live on the Vineyard, but she's now also a bridge to Astoria, Oregon, where she lives now. So we got to see her, which was wonderful, and she got to see a couple of our performances.
She may be watching right now.
And we were so happy to see her in person. It was a treat. And she presented us with a gift. This is part of it right here. The gift was an edition dated,
An article.
she gave us the
News-
whole paper
Gave us the whole paper.
from August 21st, 1987
1987.
of the Vineyard Gazette.
Where
Guess
I
who
used,
used
where
to
I
work
used
there?
to work.
Right? And there was a front page article on the front that, of course, immediately I had to read it. And it was all about fish dying off because of heavy metals in the water. And then we looked further because the paper used to have two whole sections because it was,
You remember the days when newspapers were bigger?
right, they had robust, giant uses of paper here.
I had a column called With the Fishermen.
Right here, the fisherman. Here it is.
Put it right up close.
Oh, I will. I'll show you because it has a
So
nice...
I had this weekly column
Lovely.
that was called With the Fishermen, and I would
With the
write about the
Fishermen, right
commercial
there.
fishing fleet.
There it is. Right there.
The
the
commercial
fisherman.
fishermen of Martha's Vineyard.
So I just have to read this because I read this and I was like, what?
She won't read the whole article.
No,
We
just
read
a
it.
little bit.
Just a little bit
Just
of
a
the
little
story.
bit. And then he's going to
Something I
tell us
wrote.
more. All right? So here we go. The Fisherman by Mark Allen Lovewell. A royal purple bay scallop kept as a special guest at the Martha's Vineyard Shellfish Group hatchery died recently at the age of 2 years of natural causes. The scallop, a native of Nantucket, had lived more than half its life on the vineyard. Tributes and expressions of grief came from all over the country. Quote, "I'm so broken up I can't really talk," said Kenneth M. Kelly, Nantucket town biologist, upon learning of the scallop's demise. The scallop's longtime caretaker and companion was Rick Carney, marine biologist at the hatchery where the scallop lived since the beginning of this year. Mr. Carney was philosophical. Some make it, some don't. Biologists familiar with the colorful bivalve agreed that the saddest fact is that the scallop is the last of its line. There are no survivors. Now you've got to tell us more about this. The purple bay scallop. Listen to this.
The story goes on and on and on.
It does. It goes on.
And I just have to reflect on the overview. You remember the days when we had newspapers that were loaded and were, they were big and they were pages. You'd pour through it for stories. Today's newspaper, all stories are very, very short. And I had this column that I wrote, and I wrote extensively about the waterfront, and I had an enormous following. And this purple bay scallop was an important bay scallop for the purpose of science. Scientists have long wanted to somehow tag or somehow identify a specific animal and follow its genetic life through many other scallops. And the way to do that is to get a scallop that has a color that is unique. And that's why the purple scallop was so precious, because Rick Carney was hoping that during its lifetime they would be able to spawn off a whole bunch of little baby purple scallops.
Because he was saying he'd only ever seen like a few in his whole
So the idea
career.
is that once you create these little baby purple scallops, you'll know wherever you find them in the water column, wherever you find them in the waters on Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, you know that their grandfather, their great-great-grandfather, was this specific bay scallop. And so that's how that's why tagging these shellfish is so hard, because how do you tell the difference between them? You don't. And you can't. So that was the whole mystery and magic of trying to raise this purple guy so that they could spawn some babies.
Purple babies, yeah.
But they never got to, because he died.
He died.
Or she died, because bay scallops can play either side.
That's right. They're either side. So it's Mr. Carney said, now we have to look for another one. And he said Mr. Carney said he would have loved to have raised baby purple scallops at the hatchery, just as the state lobster hatchery at the other end of the lagoon raises blue lobsters for genetic tagging research. It was a missed opportunity. But I love how you ended the article. This is killer. There were no burial services for the purple scallop. Mr. Carney has kept its remains for scientific research. The 2 purple scallop shells will be sent to the geneticist in Virginia for study and then returned to the Vineyard. In lieu of flowers, non-taxable contributions can be made to the Martha's Vineyard Shellfish Group in Oak Bluffs. The royal purple scallop would have wanted it that way.
I had so much fun writing that column. I did it for 25 years, and there are many people who remember that column.
It's a gem. It's a keeper.
The little changes, the way newspapers write their stories is so different today.
It's so different, but isn't that fun? I just loved it. I just loved it.
And this is all, we go all the way to Oregon to pick up this newspaper article from a lovely lady.
I know. That's the bridge building. There you go.
Saved it for her.
She saved it. Isn't that cool?
If you like what we just told you, please comment. You may have some of you may love to eat bay scallops.
That's right. Maybe you've seen a purple one. The other rare color is like orange ones. Those are pretty rare too.
They are rare too, but they're more common than purple. It's just extremely
I've
rare.
never seen a purple one. Yeah.
I've seen orange ones every once in a while. You go out scalloping, and every maybe several days, and you come up with one, and several days of scalloping, you come up with another one. Maybe you get 2 or 3, but anyhow, we love you all. We hope you enjoy this little story. But it's so bizarre because we had to go all the way to this
to the West
Oregon
Coast
to get this, to be reminded of this article.
Right? I love it.
Anyway.
I love it. All right, we're going to do a little jig in honor of the scallop.
That's right. Please join in and tap your foot on the floor.
There we go. We're not going to go too fast, but
No,
we're just going to do a jig anyway. 1, 2, here we go.
fun.
That was a happy
That
little
was a good tune.
jig in honor of the scallop.
That's right.
That was a good one.
What are you doing now? Oh my
Oh.
God. We gotta do Captain Maggie.
So, yeah, we gotta do Captain Maggie. We gotta have a toast to Captain Maggie, I'd say. Oh, we gotta say why we're doing Captain Maggie. Anybody
Yeah.
have a wild guess why we might be doing Captain Maggie? It has something to do
important.
with yesterday.
Yesterday
Yesterday. That's right.
was important.
It was very important. That's right.
Go ahead, tell them.
All right. It was International Women's Day. So, of course, we got to do a song that's celebrating Captain Maggie because we love her. Mark's wonderful song. Boy, you sure captured her spirit.
International Women's Day.
Yeah.
We love them all. We
That's
value
right.
them all. They make a huge contribution in the
That's
world.
right.
And it's like Mother's Day. You got to honor the women of our lives. Men especially have to honor.
I'll toast to that.
Yeah, they're amazing. The finesse, the energy, the enthusiasm of life, us guys, we could learn from them. They're self-starters. They do a lot. They're Sisyphus. They go up the hill. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. It's not a male-dominated world now. We know that.
Oh, can I tell the funny joke, that cartoon that I saw earlier today? It was funny. It's on the subject. It looked like a picture of a job interview, and the lady behind the desk was saying to another woman, "So I'm looking for someone who can do the job of 2 men." And the other lady responds, "Oh, so you're just looking for part-time?" That cracked me up.
Yeah, they were on. You want to get something done? Get a lady to do it. Off the stern, the water is churning. Lobster pots are dropped into the brine. At the wheel there stands a fine lady. She is the best of the fishing kind. Among us pot haulers south of no man's, there's a wicked strong wind, so beware. We leave the dock early in the morning, get the best of the day fishing out there. So we'll toast to Captain Maggie. Don't cut her off when you're tending your gig. She's fished with the best. There are only a few better.
Oh, yeah.
She's tough when the going's rough around here. Maggie sets her trawls along the bottom. Her vision is feeling round the world. She can't see. She makes the best out of a 6-fathom edge. Her days home will be better than me. Off no man's shoreline, boulders don't care. They'll sink any boat tide comes near. The waves, the winds, and those jagged rocks will send any boat down, so stay clear.
So we'll toast
To Captain Maggie.
don't utter off when you're tending your gear.
She's fished with the best. There are only a few better. She's tough when they're going rough
Around here.
Each morning she's out. Each morning she's dressed for work like all of us. No colorful dress or blouse around here. We know her by her worn orange Grundens, tall black rubber boots, all men's fishing gear. At night when her boat is in the harbor, she's all lady at the pub, among the finest in fair. She can twist and turn with any tune. On the dance floor, she's free without a care.
So we'll toast
The Captain Maggie.
don't utter off when you're tending your gear.
She's fished.
Oh yeah. She's tough. When it goes rough around here.
One stormy night she was out fishing late. The fog slipped in. The waves chased her stern. When her boat finally landed, a man was awaiting. He stepped out of the shadow and under the glow of a lantern. We watched as he pulled out a wet paper bag. He handed it to her, and that foggy night, she opened it, a bouquet of flowers. We saw her tears.
So we'll toast
The Captain Maggie.
don't utter off when you're tending your gear.
She's fished with the best. There are only a few better.
Only a
She's tough when the going's rough around here. She's tough when the going's rough around here. She's tough when the going's rough around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
International Women's Day.
Woo! I think it should be International Women's Day theme song. That's so good. Well, we can't have International Women's Day theme song without having a good guy song too. So we're going to do a tribute to those hard-working guys too, right on the whaling ships. And you might know this one, so sing it along with us too. Wellerman song.
What do I do? Okay, what key do I do?
Let's see, A minor, And
So
then
it's
you
just-
do second fret.
All right, or is it capo?
Capo, yeah. There you go. That's it. Yeah. Yoo-hoo! Yes. Sharon
Any
says,
comments,
oh
anything?
yeah, we got so many nice comments throughout the whole show. And Sharon was just saying, be more Maggie. That's so good. That's great.
That's right.
That's so good.
I love the part about Maggie navigating those rocks out there. The lobstermen, they're amazing people. Amazing people.
And there really are a lot of rocks over there too, around
You're
Novans.
going to get yourself into a lot of trouble.
That's right. That's right.
All coastal Maine, up along coastal Maine.
That's right. That's right.
I gotta sneak in. We're thinking of our Canada fishermen too.
Yeah, that's it. And also we're thinking of our Alaska fishermen friends and all of our West Coast friends because
They got lobsters on the West Coast. They don't have claws, but they don't have the big claws that you and I know.
they have the big crabs that have the
But
claws.
they have, yeah, right, the crabs do. But they also, the tail is still precious.
Mm-hmm. And they all work hard.
This is a song from New Zealand, and some of you've heard it before.
Sing along. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. Oars blew up, battered down, oh no, how the boys blow. Soon may the women come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
I need chords.
I don't think this has chords. You think there's another version that has chords?
Yeah.
Should we look it up? All right, we're gonna look it up. Hold that thought. We're gonna look for it. Let's see. Let's see if it's in here. Let's go all the way to. We got
We're allowed to
Wellerman
mess up
song,
here.
lyrics and chords. Let's look at the.
There
There
we
we
go.
go. That's the one we should have had along.
There's a ship
That put to sea, the name of the ship was the Billy of Tea. Winds blew up and bowed him down, and go my bully was blow. Yeah. Soon may the women come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Up in 2 weeks from the shore and down on her a right whale bore. The captain called hands and he swore he'd take that whale and tow. Soon may the women come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. We're up at the top. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellermen come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was free. The captain's mind was not on greed. He belonged to Wellerman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the Wellermen come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Woo! Soon may the women come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The Wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Woo! Soon may the Wellermen come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. We'll take our leave and go. We'll take our I love that song. That is fun to sing. I hope you were singing along. That's a good one. Oh, Pam Lovewell's here with us too. Well, thank you for saying hi. We're glad you're with us. Oh, it's nice to see everybody here with us. Thank you guys for joining us. It's wonderful. Well, it's about time. We got to do our little credits,
oh my God,
right?
We're towards the end. Oh my gosh, we're close to the end of the show.
It's time for us to do our shout-outs, number one of which is the incomparable, the magician, Brad Wortman, the mastermind of FisherPoetry Archive, who recorded so much hard work at the Fisher Poets Gathering where we were.
When we were performing on the West
shows.
Coast at Astoria, there were close to 90 performers.
Yep, in a lot of different venues.
And to credit to Brad Wortman, who recorded many and most of them, I think. I mean, it was just a phenomenal.
Camera crews in different places.
It's an annual thing for him to immerse himself in the music and storytelling and the poetry readings of others.
And preserving it.
And preserving
on video
that
and
record.
audio.
Preserving that record for the future. Because some of these folks...
They've crossed the bar.
Well, some of these folks, you can't get it anywhere. The only way you can hear them is to go to Fisher Poets Gathering.
And they're amazing.
They're amazing. And they come from Alaska. They come from California. They come from someone from Maine. There was of course us and
a lot of Oregonians and Washingtonians. That's just fun to say.
Brad's wonderful, and we thank him for his support.
Yeah.
Not only for us, but for the whole
and for his
Fisher
friendship.
Poet community.
Because we got to spend some time with Brad, and that was so nice. We got to hang out with Brad.
Do some storytelling and live.
That was really fun. We had a good time. So
and
that was a treat.
Shout out to Joanne Rideout.
That's right. We got to see Joanne while we were there. So
we got to visit with her. Wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Just
we had a good time.
The wonderful energy and enthusiasm of it.
That's right. And we got to thank our...
We actually drove by the
CCM, right?
Actually the Salem...
Yep.
What do you call it? What's it called?
It's their public access TV station where we have our programs.
Where our shows are broadcast.
Yeah. We drove by and we were waving.
Right.
We didn't have time to stop. We were sad about that, but we did wave, and that was really fun to know.
And
hey, we've seen where you are.
Shown on
and MVTV as well.
MVTV here on Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, we thank
you
all
can
of
actually
our friends.
see it online. I think through them. Or
That's
whatever.
right. And the Fisher Poetry Archive, Brad makes our things available as podcasts, so you can drive safely and listen,
Right.
which is very sweet. And so thank you to all
We also have
the wonderful energy.
Patreon supporters who monthly give us financial support to help the show,
and
help
Substack
us
too.
do what we do.
Yeah.
We do a newsletter with Substack, and we have subscribers.
You want to look anything up so far, you look up Mark Allen Lovewell, because he started the show. So look under his name, and you're going to find everything.
Or even more fun, mollyandmark.com.
That's right.
Go to that website, and it's sort of
It'll
like
lead you
an
there,
entry
too.
level to our world, to the Molly and Mark world.
And it has our schedule of where we're doing local performances, so you can find us.
You can sign up for a newsletter, or either
Lots
through
of stuff there.
mollyandmark.com or with me.
Yeah.
So we're
We're about to be rolling home, so we hope you're going to sing along with that one too. Our favorite song. Oh, it's not here. This is back in the other. Here it is. Oh yes, Sharon says about the newsletter. It's the best packed newsletter. Thank you. Yeah, Mark works really hard on so much great content.
With it. Thank you for mentioning it, Sarah.
And Brad listed all the wonderful volunteers that were there and helped with the recording. Yes, they were wonderful, sweet people. So thank you. Hey,
Brad,
Scott.
thank you for doing that, because we really this show, we got to acknowledge the magic of so many people who make your work happen. Our work happen. I mean, we're a happy little family of hardworking folks.
That's right. And we added a New Jersey friend here. Scott Ryan has chimed in and said Thank you for your wonderful show. Watching from New Jersey. Thanks for talking about important issues. Thank you for letting us know.
We love you. This is why we do this.
That's right. So help us roll home. You know we love this song.
Call all hands. Time to be happy times we've spent together. Happy times we've spent with you. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Cape Horn, one frosty morning, and the sails were full of snow. Tighten those sheets and pulling those halyards. Let her off and let her go. Rolling home, rolling home. To be home.
It's good. Yeah.
Many thousand
Miles behind us.
many thousand miles to go. The ocean lifts her waves to bring us to that remembered shore. Vineyard. I also want to thank Ashley for providing us with the great warmth we needed for tonight's show.
That's right. Thank you,
All
Ashley.
fired up. You can't ignore her and her involvement. And International Women's Day, International Fireplace Wood Stove Day.
And you might have just heard the ship's clock dinging
There you
the
go.
top of the hour. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
We're glad to be home, and we'll
Stay
see you next
tuned.
week. Woohoo!
Come all young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. Blow, ye winds, westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southward, so steady she goes.